What if I told you there's money available right now from your state, your city, and the federal government specifically set aside to help first time homebuyers like you cover your down payment and closing costs? Most people have no idea these programs actually exist. And the ones that do often assume that they won't qualify or that the process is too complicated to begin with. Today, we're going to change that. My name is Robert Porto, and I am a home loan advisor. My team and I have helped hundreds of families across the nation navigate the home buying process while making it stress free. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what first time homebuyer programs are, where to find them, how to qualify, and how to actually use them when you're ready to buy. By the end of this video, you're gonna know how to find money that could cover thousands of dollars in upfront costs. And in some cases, you may never have to pay it back. Let's get into it. What are first-time homebuyer programs? First-time homebuyer programs are financial assistance programs offered by the federal, state, and local governments, and sometimes nonprofit organizations. They're specifically designed to help people buy their first home. You see, they come in several forms. Down payment assistance grants. This is free money that does not need to be repaid. It's given to you specifically to cover part of your down payment. And yes, it's real. And yes, people use it every single day. Forgivable loans. These are technically loans, but if you stay in the home for a short period of time, usually 5 to 10 years, the loan is forgiven entirely. That means you never have to pay back as long as you meet the terms. Deferred payment loans. These are loans with zero interest and no monthly payments. You only repay the original amount when you sell the home, refinance, or pay off your mortgage. Match saving programs. Some programs will match your savings dollar for dollar up to a certain amount, effectively doubling what you put away for down payment. Reduced interest rate programs. Some state housing agencies offer mortgage loans at below market interest rates exclusively for first time buyers, which can save you significantly over the life of the loan. The important thing to understand is that these programs are not charity. They're funded by governments and agencies specifically because homeownership is good for communities and it's also good for the economy. They exist because lawmakers want more people to be able to buy a home. So you're not taking advantage by using them. You're using exactly what they're designed for. Now, who qualifies as a first time home buyer? Here's something that surprises a lot of people. The definition of a first time home buyer is broader than you might think. For most federal programs and many state programs, a first time home buyer is defined as someone who has not owned a primary residence in the last 3 years. That means if you own a home 5 years ago and sold it, you may still qualify as a first time buyer, and there are many programs. Income limits are another factor. Most programs have maximum income thresholds, meaning if you earn above a certain amount, you may not qualify. These limits vary widely by program and by location. In a high cost of living area like California and New York, the income limits might be significantly higher than in a lower cost state. Purchase price limits also apply to some programs. There may be a cap on how expensive of a home you can buy and still use the assistance. And most programs require the home to be your primary residence, meaning you have to live there. Investment properties and vacation homes do not qualify. The bottom line is this: don't assume you won't qualify before you check the requirements because they vary significantly from program to program, and many buyers are surprised to find out they're eligible for more help than they expect. Federal programs to know about. Let's start at the federal level because these programs are available to buyers everywhere in the country. FHA loans backed by the Federal Housing Administration. These allow down payments as low as 3.5% and are more flexible in credit scores than conventional loans. They're not grants, but they dramatically lower the barrier to entry for first-time buyers. VA loans. If you're an active duty service member, veteran, or eligible surviving spouse, VA loans offer zero down payment, no private mortgage insurance, and competitive interest rates. This is one of the most powerful home buying benefits available, and it's massively underutilized. USDA loans for buyers purchasing in eligible rural and suburban areas. USDA loans also offers zero down payment. You might be surprised by how many areas qualify. It's not just farmland. The USDA has an eligibility map on their website where you can check any addresses. Fannie Mae Home Ready and Freddie Mac Home Possible. These are conventional loan programs designed for low to moderate income buyers that allow down payments as low as 3% and offer reduced mortgage insurance costs. Good Neighbor Next Door, a HUD program that offers 50% discounts in homes in revitalization areas for teachers, law enforcement officers, firefighters, and emergency medical technicians. Now, these are the federal building blocks. Now, let's talk about where a lot of the real money is. at the state and local level. Every state has a housing finance agency, sometimes called an HFA, that administers homebuyer assistance programs. These agencies receive funding from the federal government and from the state budgets, and they distribute it in the form of down payment assistance, reduced rate mortgages, and also other programs. Some examples of what these programs can offer: down payment assistance of anywhere from $5,000 to $25,000 or more, depending on the state and program. Mortgage credit certificates, also called MCCs, which give you federal and tax credits worth a percentage of your mortgage interest every year or as long as you live in the home. Below market interest rates on 30-year fixed mortgages exclusively for first time buyers. Closing cost assistance on top of down payment help. Beyond state programs, many cities and counties have their own assistance programs layered on top. Some municipalities are so eager to attract homeowners that they offer incredibly generous grants, sometimes enough to cover an entire down payment, especially in targeted neighborhoods or zip codes. The catch is that these programs are not always well advertised. You have to go looking for them, which is exactly what we're going to cover next. Quick pause: if this is opening your eyes to options you didn't know existed, hit that subscribe button. We post videos every week breaking down the home buying process for first time buyers in plain English. There's a lot more helpful content coming and you don't want to miss it. Okay, let's keep going. So, where do you actually go to find these programs? Here's your step by step approach. Step one: start with your state housing finance agency. Every state has one. A quick Google search for your state name plus housing agency or first time buyer program will get you there. These agency websites list every program they offer along with income limits, purchase price limits, and how to apply. Step two: check HUD's website. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development maintains a directory of homebuyer assistance programs by state at HUD.gov. It's a great starting point for seeing what's available in your area. Step three: talk to a HUD-approved housing counselor. This is one of the most underused resources available to first-time buyers. HUD-approved counselors are trained specifically to help buyers understand their options, navigate the mortgage process, and find assistance programs they qualify for. Many offer their services for free or at a very low cost, but either way, you can find one at hud.gov/find a housing counselor. Step four: ask your lender. A good loan officer who works regularly with first-time homebuyers should know which programs are available in your area and which ones your profile might qualify for. If your loan officer has never mentioned assistance programs to you, that's worth bringing up directly. Ask them what's available. Step five: ask your real estate agent. Agents who specialize in first time buyers often have working knowledge of local programs, especially city or county level grants that aren't as widely publicized. Now, what to watch out for? A few important cautions as you're researching programs. Some programs have limited funding. Down payment assistance programs are often first come, first served. Once the funding runs out for the year, it's gone until it gets replenished. If you find a program you qualify for, do not wait. Not all lenders participate in all programs. Some assistance programs are only available through approved lenders. If you're set on using a specific program, make sure the lender you're working with is an approved participant before you get too far down the road. Read the fine print on repayment terms. Forgivable loans sound great, and they usually are, but make sure you understand the conditions. If you sell the home or refinance before the forgiveness period is up, you may owe the money back. Know what you're agreeing to. Watch out for scams. Unfortunately, the promise of down payment assistance attracts some bad actors. So if anyone's asking you to pay a large upfront fee to access the grant program, that's a red flag. Legitimate programs do not charge you upfront. How these programs work alongside your mortgage. One thing that confuses a lot of buyers is how assistance programs actually work in practice. Here's how it typically goes. You apply for your mortgage through an approved lender, one who participates in the assistance programs you want to use. The lender handles both the mortgage application and the assistance program application together, since they're often linked. The assistance, whether it's a grant or a forgivable loan or a deferred loan, typically shows up as a credit on your closing disclosure. Instead of bringing the full down payment and closing costs to the table yourself, the assistance covers a portion of it. In some cases, buyers who stack multiple programs together end up bringing very little, sometimes almost nothing, to the closing table. The key is to identify the programs you want to use before you start the process so your lender can structure your loan correctly from the very beginning. Trying to add an assistance program after you already started the process can create delays or complications. Recap and next steps. Let's bring it all together. First time homebuyer programs exist at the federal, state, and local level, and they can cover a significant portion of your down payment and sometimes closing costs. Here's how to find and use them. One, understand what types of assistance are available: grants, forgivable loans, deferred loans, match savings, and reduced rate mortgages. Two, check whether you qualify. Remember the 3-year rule and don't assume you won't qualify before you actually check. Three, start with your state housing finance agency and HUD's website to see what's available in your area. Four, connect with a HUD approved housing counselor. They're trained specifically to help you navigate your options. Five, ask your lender and your real estate agent what programs they're familiar with in your market. Six, act quickly if you find a program you qualify for. Many programs run out of funding. Seven, read the fine print on any loan based assistance so you understand the repayment terms before you commit. There's money out there specifically set aside to help people in your situation buy their first home. The buyers who get it are the ones looking for it. Now you know where to look. Drop a comment below. Have you found a down payment assistance program in your area, or are you starting to research? I'd love to hear where you are in the process. And if you haven't subscribed yet, we post every week to help first time buyers like you get to the closing table with confidence. See you in the next one.